Hi, my name is Jacqueline Perrin. I am one of the librarians at Eastern Washington University. I wanted to take this opportunity to introduce you to our library website, where we offer many resources and services online. Just in case you've never been there before, or you're doing online instruction or learning for the very first time. So, without further ado, let's get researching. First of all, I often like to just start with Google to find our library website. I would simply type in EWU library. This will take me to the main page. You can also see the URL ewu.edu/library. However, once we get to this library website, you can see there are so many services that we offer, like equipment checkout, group study rooms, and the Learning Commons, which offers tutoring, the Writing Center, multimedia, etc. However, today I just want to focus on what we offer online. Here you can see a search box that is called a discovery service. It essentially serves as a Google for our libraries, and it searches across all the platforms that we have, all the resources in all formats. Here you can go directly to our subject guides, to asking a librarian questions, to our databases, or to our digital collections, where you can find digital archives and special collections that we have online. For today, let's go ahead and search the library for the topic that is on everyone's mind, COVID-19. Using this keyword, we're going to pull up lots of results that can be overwhelming. And that's why you would go to this side over here and limit your results. Often if there's something in the library itself, you would see its availability here. You could also narrow it just to articles. You can narrow the date that it was published, or you can select different subject terms. For instance, in this case, because COVID-19 is just one of the coronaviruses out there, I would go ahead and select it specifically and apply the filter. And that way I'm getting less results, but more relevant ones. When I scroll down, I see lots of different results here. And when I click on one of these results, I can see what it offers. Essentially, sometimes you're going to run into a situation where we don't have access to this article specifically online. And so you would request this article using interlibrary loan, so don't give up. Other times when you would go to an article, you would click on it, and it's going to show you the various places that it is available. Here you can see it's available in multiple places, and you would just choose the one you're most comfortable with. All right, otherwise you can go to the advanced search here and search for a title or an author specifically. You could go look for a specific e-journal title, a database, a research guide, or ask a librarian. Let's go here next. Just because you can't speak to a librarian in person right now due to social distancing doesn't mean you can't speak to one via chat 24/7, email, or phone. You can also get a hold of all of our other departments through these contact information. So basically there's a library directory where you can find each and every one of us. Next, let's go ahead and go to research guides. This is something I want to point out because any subject in all courses are supported here by our librarians who crafted these guides to help you with your research. So you can see there's by subject, there's by librarian, or you could search all the guides. I'm going to type in health because that's the general term for coronavirus. And I see right away that this will probably be relevant. So I'll click on this and I'll see this research guide, which is currently being hosted by Lene, one of our wonderful librarians. And you can see that librarians basically design these guides to introduce you to all the different databases where you can find relevant articles or books or other resources relating to your topic. So these are great places to get going if you have no idea where to start. However, if you know specifically which database you want to search, you can search for it alphabetically, or you can search specifically for a term here, etc. However, I know today that I want to go ahead and search Academic Search Complete because this is one of our general databases, along with ProQuest Central, etc. Because you're off campus, you will have to log in. And that's just your EWU username and password. And often I like to start in these general databases when I'm just starting my research for the very first time. So let's go ahead and type in COVID-19, wanting to automatically convert me here. And it offers lots of other terms. And I would just go ahead and search for this keyword. Now, you can also go to subject terms. For instance, many databases have their own index or thesaurus that you can use to find what terms they use within their database. Or you can just go ahead and browse the results to see anything relevant. You can also limit over here to full text or scholarly peer-reviewed, but you don't want to limit yourself unnecessarily. And you have to keep in mind that you still need to evaluate the article when you find it. Okay, and you can also see all these other limiting terms over here. Let's just go ahead and say I think this first article is really relevant to my research. Well, I would go ahead and get on into it, and I could see I could download the PDF full text directly. I could print it, email it, save it, or even learn how to cite it with the citation examples that they give here and all the different formats. Just keep in mind that these sometimes have been updated with a different edition, so you always want to double check your work. You can also export to a citation management software. We use RefWorks in the library, and anybody can get an account with RefWorks, and then you will have it for life. You would just go to one of our research guides to learn how to use it. You could also create your own personal account and folder, and that way you can save all your research or articles here. Otherwise, you might lose your work. Now, another thing that I like to do is when I'm in an article, I like to look specifically at the subject headings that they use. You can see here that if I click on COVID-19, now I'm going to get less results, but they're mostly going to be more relevant. And the reason for this is I'm not just searching the keyword that will show up in any results anymore. I'm searching for the subject itself. So these are all articles that are about COVID-19. Now, these are called Boolean terms, and means that it's going to narrow your research because it's going to include one term with another term in the results, or it's going to broaden your research because it'll basically give you results with either term. You often do this when you want to do a search for synonyms, and not excludes. So let's go ahead and type in panic as our other term. By the way, you can also use these fields over here to narrow your search as well. But we're sticking to the basics today. And when we get our results here, I wanted to show you one more thing. Basically, sometimes you will see that we don't have full text available, even in the databases. Do not worry. Simply click on this button and it's going to lead you to either another resource that we have the full text in, or it's going to get you to fill out the interlibrary loan form when you can get the articles delivered directly to you. All right, that's basically all I wanted to cover today. And I hope that you will have fun researching. And just remember that readers are leaders. Thanks.